Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to show your friends get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Tom Blight, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
I'm excited to be here.
Corpsing on
what
the
a great time
couch.
of the year. What a great time of the year. Big show. Let's get straight into it.
Let's get into it. All right. No, but also say hello, Ciaran Marchins here.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, my dear Ashley and my dear Dylan. How are we doing today?
Yes, my dear Ciaran, very good.
Indubitably.
Unequivocally. Roll with the punches.
We'll just roll and keep rolling.
It's been a day, everyone. On the show this week, a couple of reviews. Game Award nominees are in. Elder Scrolls is not coming to anything of the Xbox. Surprise, surprise. And we're going to talk about Halo Infinite thing, and then League of Legends, because Arcane. All right, so the reviews.
Which we haven't finished watching, just so you know.
Yeah, as of recording.
Yeah.
Like, the episode's just dropped, and now we're recording, so.
It'd be like hella weird if we were like dropping spoilers on Arcade Couch for Arcane. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, no spoilers.
It's crazy that Timo came out of that storybook and murdered everybody.
what a direction for the show to take. Let's start with Sherlock Holmes Chapter One. I've got no reviews this week. I just realized.
Oh my god, slacking.
Wow, what the fuck have you been doing?
I've officially transferred power. I'm now able to sit back and relax.
It was Battlefield last week or was Battlefield this week?
I talked about it last week, but then I published it like a couple. Anyway, it was last week. It's fine.
Okay.
It was a last week thing. I talked about it for like 20 minutes. The game's bad.
Oh man, glad I was not
5.5, right? That's what it was.
5.5 was my final score on that one. 5.5. To which at the time, most of the reviews out were a lot higher. And I'm glad to see since then I've seen some other people updating their reviews and progresses to similarly low, if not lower scores. So, yeah. That game is not good. I would suggest not playing it until a couple months from now when it's actually finished. Yeah. Sorry to say, because I was looking forward to it. Anyway, I talked about that shit enough last week. Frogwares, their first solo as their own publisher, they're going back in time. Sherlock Holmes Chapter One. It's a quote-unquote origin story, I guess, of Sherlock. Ciaran, we talked about this previously when we did a preview. We played a little bit of it, obviously, but you've done the review. You ended up giving it 8. Combat shit, story good. What else?
That is pretty much pretty much the TLDR. That is, it's amazing to think that Frogwares has been making Sherlock Holmes games now for almost 20 years. First release of a Sherlock Holmes game by Frogwares was 2002. And since then, they've you can see how they've come on leaps and bounds with creating their product, especially being now a fully independent developer and self-publishing this game. It's big steps. And I think even between 2016's The Devil's Daughter to Chapter 1, I think it's a massive leap. I think they've picked out a new direction with Sherlock Holmes being much younger. This is being a very early tale, even prior to him meeting John Watson. And kind of returning to Cordona, the islands that he grew up with. I think overall the story and the writing's fantastic in this game. It really dives into not only Sherlock's life and Sherlock's kind of his relationship with his mother and her passing. He also has, as we've mentioned before in our preview, his companion John, not John Watson, but a different John, who's actually a part of his cognition, aka he's an imaginary friend. And it's interesting to see how his character's interwoven into the story at the same time as how he interacts with the rest of the world and how he's included throughout much of Sherlock's story in this one. I think, if he just wrote better notes in his diary, that'd be quite helpful, because reading the same 6 or 7 negative points about something I've done. I think overall this game's really, really good. I think it gets in its own way a little bit with wanting you to be too much like Sherlock Holmes in terms of deductions and stuff, where the UI is helpful in terms of it'll tell you, okay, this objective for this clue will be go and talk to a random NPC on the streets and get some more information. What it fails to tell you sometimes is you need to be dressed a certain way for the NPCs to talk to you. So that can lead to several minutes of walking around trying to find the right NPC or trying to work out the way of, what you need to dress to be able to get the information, which sometimes isn't obvious that you need to do that. But there's a number of things like that with not many waypoints on the map or different bits of how the mechanics work with figuring out clues. I think the more you play, the better you get at it, and the easier it is to read the game. But overall, it is a bit of a learning curve, and I'm worried that will turn people off at the start of it. Just the downfall of this game is just its forced combat mechanics for some reason. And I think it needs to go on a t-shirt at that point. Like, games need to sometimes stop being games and just stop feeling they need to gamify everything, because it just feels like these added combat arenas are just added so that people who normally like a bit of action in their games get a bit of action. They are very repetitive. It's just you running around very bland and very ordinary looking warehouses or open courtyards with the same kind of stuff littering it. And taking on waves and waves of the same person with pretty much the same character model every time, just missing hair, which is kind of weird. But I think even despite that, it's a very minute part of the game. You can avoid it for most of it. There are the forced sections, but it's pretty rinse and repeat once you get down the kind of the strats. That makes it sound like it's complicated. You don't.
Everything's an esports when you're a real gamer.
Everything's an esport. I'm looking forward to the esports around the combat for Sherlock Holmes. Definitely, it's really going to blow up. I can see it, taking over that Overwatch spot now, because fuck Overwatch. But I really love it. I think it's fantastic. Anybody who gets some time to just chill out and play, it's the 5 main cases plus an extra, I think it's 25 or 30 side cases or side missions. Overall, for an independently game by Frogwares, who, are a small team, a relatively small team, and have kind of been a bit ambitious in terms of the small the open world of it. I think on PS5 there's definitely a number of kind of frame drops when you're out in the open world.
It's also worth pointing out, none of us have played it, but it's definitely a build on the Sinking City, which they did prior. Like that was their last game before this, and that was like an open world detective thing, but it wasn't Sherlock.
Yes,
and that did have combat in it. I just don't know how shooty bang bang it was, but I know there was a gun you could shoot. So
there was a gun you could shoot. Okay, and I think Nick loved that game, right? Nick was a big.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It was actually I think so. Shout outs.
But yeah, no, and I think anybody who has tried Sherlock games or have loved Frogwares definitely in this. But if you've ever seen the Sherlock game and you've thought, oh, this game looks a bit janky, it looks like it's one of those, in previous where it looks like it's a very kind of B tier kind of.
It's one of those like the Agatha Poirot, Agatha Christie type ones.
Agatha Poirot, right? Yep.
You combined.
Yep. You combine a character and an author.
That was pretty good, actually. Without meaning to do that, that was...
Agatha Poirot and Hercule Christie.
But no, I think this is definitely the one to jump in on and play. It definitely sets up for there to be a future in this franchise going ahead, because the previous games did interconnect and did intertwine in some ways. So, and I really like this version of Sherlock. I think having this younger, more kind of down-to-earth Sherlock is very good to have, and a very pleasant one to play through.
Cool. Then the other stuff that's gone up this week is Jacob wrote a Riders Republic review, said Riders Republic is one of the more fun things I've been looking forward to playing and relaxing out with after a big day. There is an immense pressure to win every event, and the progression happens with or without it. Experience point systems are fair and balanced. Seeing multiple people throughout the world made me feel like I was part of a community, and the open world was beautiful. He gave it an 8.5, and yeah, I still want to find time to give this a go myself, because from the most, I was actually sort of keen on this when they announced it, and it does just look like dumb fun from what I've seen. And I've seen a few other people say it's pretty fun to dive into. So, 8.5. Obviously, who really enjoyed it, check out that review as well over explosionhour.com. Just came out at a weird fucking time to kind of like, amongst a bunch of other really big games, was an odd time to release that game, I think. But you do Ubisoft, I guess. And then Exo One review by Will James. He gave it a 9. All in all, Exo One is an intergalactic experience made excellent by its high-quality design on all fronts. The movement has an exceptional flow, and the weaving gliding would be interesting enough on their own. The atmosphere is crafted to aid the movement, and the mysterious story make this an intergalactic journey not to be missed. This is a... I can't remember when they first announced this. This game's been around for a few years. It's like a indie game which you just glide a spacecraft up and down. I played the demo.
I feel like it was a PAX.
Yeah, I think it was like the last one we went to. Maybe it was there because I played it there. And I played a demo at home.
One of like the Steam things.
Yeah, one of those things. So it's been coming and going. So it was good to hear. It's actually quite good. Again, something else I'd like to find time to dive into and give a go myself, because it looks like just, I don't know, Journey but on a faster pace. I don't know. Like I think that's all the game is. Like you're just gliding forward. So. I don't know. But yeah, check out that review as well. 9 out of 10. Pretty good. And then the last thing was Jacob also put up a review for the, what is it called? Nyxi wireless JoyPad with 8 colors LED review. This is a Switch controller that lights up, has RGB, which I think is, I personally
everything needs RGB.
Which I think is funny for a Switch.
Then, right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I've seen a Switch controller with RGB, but standout thing. But yeah, he really liked it. He thinks it's very comfortable, long battery life. You can use it. You can connect it and make it into its own sort of pseudo pro controller, or you can put it on in replace the Joy-Cons. He's been using that for, I think it says here, like he estimated like 20 hours, something like that. I don't know. He'd been using it for like a month straight. I know he uses his Switch a lot portably and whatever else. So he gave that an 8 out of 10. He said, in conclusion, I say the Nyxi JoyPad 8 color LED controller has a great alternative to the basic Joy-Cons or Pro controller, although it's worth mentioning it doesn't have the amiibo function. Goes on to say it's very comfortable in his hands and everything else I just said a second ago. So yeah, check out that as well on the website. 8 out of 10, SpurgeonNetwork.com for the reviews.
Let's break it down.
Let's look, to be honest, I don't feel like there's too much to discuss. I think it's very simple. I don't really.
Wait, we don't need a couple of days to work this out?
I don't need to sit on my thoughts for this all week to decide. We could have recorded this podcast the day news broke, and I could have given you the thoughts right there and then. But
we should have just recorded like a 10-second bit.
Just put it on, yeah.
Welcome to Arcade Couch. Fuck Bobby Kotick.
Fuck Bobby Kotick. Because we did, I mean, this is just a continuation of the same stuff. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's mundane, like this is like, oh, get over it. So I just mean like we have talked about this. It's just at this point I just feel bad for people at Activision. Like, I mean, like all the other employees that are doing these walkouts and like nothing's changing. I just like I'm sort of beyond even hating Bobby Kotick at this point and just feeling sorry for the people who are signing these things. You know, anyway, in case you haven't caught up, here's a quick Kotaku thing. Calls for Bobby Kotick. Is it Kotick or Kotick? Kotick?
I think it's Kotick.
Isn't it Kotick?
It doesn't matter. It's
you know what, honestly? Yeah, I was like, who fuck cares? Bobby Kotick. Resignation intensifies as employees stage walkout. Social media is aflame with demands that video game industry exec Bobby Kotick, I'm just going with it, resigned from his position as CEO of Activision Blizzard in the wake of reporting from the Wall Street Journal about his own terrible treatment of women, leading the charge of Activision Blizzard employees themselves who are planning another walkout today. So this was wrote the day of. Quote, we will not be silenced until Bobby Kotick has been replaced as CEO and continue to hold our original demand for third-party review by an employee chosen source. ABK Workers Alliance, an advocacy group made up of current Activision Blizzard employees, announced on Twitter. Continuing, we are staging a walkout today. We welcome you to join us. The hashtag Fire Bobby Kotick is also picking up steam for the first time, being established earlier this year in response to Activision Blizzard's other sexual abuse related legal woes. Many believe this should be the final straw for the shareholders, some of whom already think Kotick makes it too much money as it is. According to the Wall Street Journal, Kotick not only ignored and downplayed long-standing harassment against female employees with Activision Blizzard, but also was an active participant in the quote-unquote frat boy culture that led the state of California California to file a lawsuit against the company earlier this year. Kotick is said to have harassed an assistant in 2006, sending her a menacing voicemail message in which he threatened to kill her. The matter was settled out of court, and Activision Blizzard rep told the Wall Street Journal that Kotick, quote, quickly apologized 16 years ago for the obviously hyperbolic and inappropriate voicemail, end quote. In 2007, Kotick was accused of firing a flight attendant on his private jet after she told him the pilot of said jet sexually harassed her. Kotick reportedly told the flight attendant and her lawyers, quote, I'm going to destroy you, end quote. An allegation Kotick denied through a spokesperson. He eventually settled out of court in 2008, this time to the sum of $200,000 US. Kotick has more recently taken a pay cut in response to the state of California's lawsuit against Activision Blizzard and used the company's toxic atmosphere towards women. So yeah, I mean, this is the whole thing that's been happening all fucking week. Nothing has changed. I mean, I'm pretty sure this started on Monday, and now we're recording on a Saturday, and like other than like the continued sort of call from Activision Blizzard employees, like the people who actually do the work, not the people who sit in suits and twiddle their thumbs and yell at people, like the people actually doing work that make the fucking games and make the company money. Those people are doing, strikes and whatever else like they should be. Like I can't remember how many signatures whatever the signatures is up to at this point. It's thousands.
It's like 900. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite whole. Everyone's sort of on their last legs at this point. It's like if you thought I think there was a degree of like, well, we'll just see the Californian case sort of come to its end and then hopefully that'll be the end of it. It's also worth pointing out, I want to read this one real quickly because you may remember, and I hadn't even rethought about this because I was like, yeah, this is, as soon as I saw this story the other day, I was like, that makes perfect sense. So Kotaku, Blizzard's first woman co-head resigned due to being tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated against. Now, in case you don't remember this, after all the hoo-ha early in the year, Blizzard did put in a woman to be in charge. She is quitting. In case you wondered what that did not last long.
Well, she'd already quit.
She'd already quit, but it was sort of being pushed under the rug. And if you want to know why, here's why. Yep. Amongst the latest wave of troubling revelations that come out at Activision Blizzard, the Wall Street Journal reports that former exec Jennifer O'Neill's incredibly brief stint as co-head of Blizzard ended due to her being tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated against. WSJ's explosive reporting revealed that many allegations of inappropriate behavior were previously known about by CEO Bobby Kotick, and that O'Neill emailed a number of Activision's legal team to say, quote, it was clear that the company would never prioritize our people the right way, end quote. O'Neill, who is Asian American and gay, was appointed as co-lead of Blizzard in August this year after J. Allen Brack's resignation. Brack, I'm talking too much. Obviously, stepped down during a previous raft of allegations made up against the publisher and was replaced by O'Neill alongside Mike Ybarra. Less than 2 months later, in the early November, O'Neill announced her decision to resign, at the time explaining she was to, quote, transition to a new position before departing ABK at the end of the year, end quote. She said she was, quote, not without hope for Blizzard, quite the opposite, end quote, adding that, quote, this energy has inspired me to step out and explore how I can do more to have games and diversity intersect, end quote. However, the WSJ reports that they've seen emails in which O'Neill, quote, professed a lack of faith in Activision's leadership to turn the culture around, end quote. The email revealed that she had been sexually harassed at the company early in her career. It also revealed that she had allegedly been paid less than Ybarra. Quote, I have been tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated against, end quote. The WSJ says she wrote. The article also describes the 2007 party O'Neill attended along with Kotick, in which, quote, scantily clad women danced on stripper poles, end quote, while a DJ encouraged female attendees to drink more. The WSJ adds that a representative for Kotick claims he, quote, didn't remember attending such a party, end quote, which might not be a great way to phrase things given the circumstances. So they literally just put her in to sort of help their image at the time, and then she wasn't able to do anything because her job was to just literally, as she says, be tokenized, like sort of just like female, gay. Look, we're all about progressive stuff here, and then then because she couldn't do anything, and the place was still a piece of shit company to work for, she's now had to quit. So that sucks for her. Not at all surprising, given everything we know. Bobby Kotick's can't, I don't know what, does anyone have any, hopefully he just gets fired.
The other weird thing to come out, the Fran Townsend's email that went out from she's their chief compliance officer. Apparently, Bobby Kotick wrote that himself, and then
that's right. Yes. That was the other thing.
Released it under her name.
Yes.
And then called it Out of Touch.
Yes.
Yeah, this is more bad shit, and it doesn't look like the board's going to do anything because he's filled it with all his buddies who, don't care and think he's going to turn this ship around. He's going to fucking sink it into the border.
As soon as that message from the board came out supporting him, it was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why do... And the thing is, right, I feel like people need more, like, are looking for more reasons to not play Blizzard games currently. And it's kind of like, why do you need more reasons? Like the company has done all this bad shit and they keep doing bad shit. What are you waiting for? Like, I just think more people just need to, like, if you actually give a fuck about this in the slightest, just stop playing their games. Fucking don't buy stuff. Like, it's insane. And it's really ridiculous that, not only in this instance, but lots of instances, people are so willing to put their head in the sand when it comes to when these people are doing so much shitty stuff. It's really quite sad, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, it's a difficult situation where, we see time and time again the actual devs want you to play their games. But how are you supposed to play their games while feeling good about giving money into a company that is screwing them over? That kind of stuff. It's like, how do you show your outrage and disappointment at what they're doing? Without...
I was having this thing early when this all came up, and I've had this for other companies too, where it's like, when this stuff happens, and even if I'm not paying for the game, like, should I not review it? I mean, I've had these thoughts about Ubisoft with all their shit, and even Riot with all their shit, and yet we're talking a lot very positive about Riot at the moment. They're also a company that's had a lot of issues, sexual abuse, discrimination with bro cultures, this sort of stuff. Like, it's pretty prominent. It's just, I think often it then comes down to the who, what, where, and then how, and then if you are going to talk about it, make sure you're not sweeping it under the rug. So if we talk about League and whatever else, I'm not suddenly forgetting that. As I said, like, I'm quite happy to still mention, hey, by the way, let's not forget that that's a thing. Maybe it's better now. Let's hope so. But that was a thing that was like a year ago. And they did move some things around. And it certainly hasn't come back like Activision Blizzard, where they're like, and shit still fucking sucks. Like, maybe things better. I don't know. But I mean, that was a thing. I got a Call of Duty Vanguard code, right? So I didn't pay for it. I didn't give them their money. And I was going to try and hope to have my review up by the end of this week. But then all this happened. I'm like, you know what? I ain't rushing to publish this Call of Duty review, because now it's probably not the best style. Just like I'm just going to chill. Like, I'm just not going to feel rushed on this at all. I'll just wait until it doesn't seem, because this would be, because I schedule a tweet one night, next morning, more shit breaks, and then out comes the Explosion Twitter account, like tweeting like, hey, here's Call of Duty review.
Well, it's only
what fucking terrible timing would that be?
It's only like something, I feel like Press Start, Press Start had a big post about Warzone come out the morning that this stuff was.
They had a tweet. They had a story go up about Vanguard's free weekend the day the stuff was breaking, which was awful timing, quite awkward timing. So I don't know if that was just published, scheduled, or
scheduled or whatever. And it's they're just doing their job. They're reporting the news. It's like they're just stating facts. And then it's interesting to see the discussion around whether media should just be covering Activision Blizzard in general, which I think is a silly
argument. I think the best thing that for me that's come out of this is both executives from PlayStation and Phil Spencer from Xbox have come out and said they're currently reviewing all dealings with Activision Blizzard and seeing if that relationship is something that should still be intact for both companies. Yes, on one hand, I'm like, oh, that just seems like you're saying this. I get the good meaning behind it, but are these companies really prepared? Look, I'd be stoked if they were, and if they do follow through with this, I'd be massively stoked, especially PlayStation, who have so many kind of specialized deals with Activision specifically.
A lot of exclusive stuff for COD over the whatever else.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd love to see, PlayStation kind of put its money where its mouth is. But at the same time, I'm a bit pessimistic on that. I think, I would love to see it happen though.
Yeah, I think Activision's kind of too big to fail. So
yeah, but yeah, I think I don't think this isn't a like. If I don't see a site do this, I think they're pieces of shit. This is just like for our site. From my point of view, if anything like this is ever happening with any video game company, and like when I publish my Vanguard review, I'm just going to make sure it starts with a mention of this shit.
Yeah,
it shouldn't affect my actual opinion on the game, but I my overall thoughts. Well, it just depends on the context, I guess, is the thing. Like, so I have no problem where, like, I have seen and read reviews and stuff in the past where people like. Like I was playing through this scene and because of what was happening in the story, it reminded me of the thing that was happening in real life. So then it kind of made me dislike the game more. I think that's totally fine. But like, I don't like, I feel in general for any company going forward, games, media, journalists, whatever you want to call it, you can still report on the companies like Call of Duty, Blizzard or whatever. You can still write about their stuff if you want to. It's just, I think doing it the right way, and you don't get to pick and choose to only report on the good without then not mentioning the bad. Like you can do both. You don't have to do one or the other. Yeah, that'd be my general thoughts.
You gotta wonder why he wants to stay in the job though.
Hey?
Like every single person who works for him hates him. Everybody outside of the job.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just feeling bad all week. All these fucking employees like tweeting like, man, shit sucks. I'm like, fucking just get this cunt out. like
they still had a couple hundred staff like walk out at Blizzard the day this all came out again. Like I think it is it's fucking disgusting in the basic, most simplest way of putting it.
I can't remember because the other thing with Bobby is like he's the head of Activision, which is then so it's like he's the head, and then you've got all the studios within Activision. So there's like sort of like a degree of separation, I guess. Where and then the only other I can't remember which studio it was. There was one of the Call of Duty studios where amongst all this stuff this week there was some leaked emails or whatever about one of those dudes, those heads, doing a bunch of dodgy like shit similar to this that came out this week as well. And that would have like luckily it's not the developer of Vanguard because then that would have really tanked. Like that would have been it because then that's where you can't escape. It's like whereas if Bobby Kotick was like he was the head of Activision and also the director of every Call of Duty game. Of like, oh my god, you just can't like. No, I'm not playing any COD now. Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like, there's a slight degree where at least the developers can be like, look, he's the head of the company, but because you see the people like at least the people I follow the bunch of writers who wrote Vanguard, like, because there's a bunch of like first time writers on it, like Ciaran, whoever else, these sorts of people. Because I followed them for years, I think I feel even worse for them because they're like, I had a great time working for this developer, I had a great time making this game, but the boss of the boss and his executives suck ass. It's like, well, no, it's just awkward scenario to be in, really. All right. Yeah, fuck Bobby Kotick. Hopefully something substantial happens, I guess. What was happening awkwardly on the same day all this was happening? Game Award nominations went out. And again, I'm going to say that Jeff was just, unfortunately, in a shitty position where all of this was pre-recorded, scheduled, all that sort of stuff. They start tweeting out the nominees. This story drops. I did see some people tweet at him, be like, maybe not time, dude. I don't put any, like,
Things happened at the same time.
Yeah, it was just awkward timing. I don't think he should have, like, rushed, like, been like, oh, pull it all down. Like, it was fine. Like, it was awkward timing, but at the same time, he wasn't purposely just pushing on and choosing to. Like, it was just, that's the day he chose. He'd pre-recorded the video. I'm sure someone scheduled all these tweets. Like, it was a thing. I don't think anyone needs to hold ill will towards Jeff Keighley over the the timing of this. It was just unfortunate. All right, let's go through the nominees. Do you want to, how easy do you reckon you could pick who you think is going to win as we go?
What, you want to do the predictions right now?
What do you reckon? I mean,
fuck it, let's do it. Like, let's,
Save time?
Because then we can do
you don't want to do a whole episode?
Then we can do a whole episode just devoted to reveal predictions instead of combining. Because usually I think what fucks us in years past is I read through the whole nominee list in one episode, and then like 2-3 weeks later I'm reading through it again so I can get everyone.
Let's do it as we go. Let's do it off the fly. Gut feeling. So there's no thinking. There's just gut reaction.
I thought of this prior to recording. I just didn't want to say it because I wanted to get some real.
No, because you wanted an advantage. You wanted to get all your predictions down.
No, I haven't wrote anything. I'm just gonna.
Do we also want to do? If we're doing it this way, do we also want to do what our head says, what our heart says?
Yeah, you can do that if you want, but just say.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Clearly state who you predict is going to win, and then if you, So I'm going to rush through the bottom. I'm going bottom top on this list here. So we'll start with the esports stuff that everyone usually gets guessed as well. So best esport event nominees are 2021 League of Legends World Championship, PGL Major Stockholm 2021, PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2020, the International 2021, Valorant Champions Tour Stage 2 Masters. Ciaran.
Let's just, I think I made a mental note of this last year. League of Legends World Championships, I think, is just the go-to for the Game Awards in this, even though there's other events which I think are better.
Ash?
I've also made that note, League of Legends.
Yes, I picked the League of Legends every year we've done this podcast, and I shall continue. Best esports coach. I'm just going to say their gaming nicknames because there's a bunch of people's names I can't pronounce. Silent, Eng, ENGH, Beard, D, Crowder.
It's Blade.
Is it? Oh, Blade, right. Blade, Crowder, Coma. Kira?
I'm going to go with Silent.
Ash?
I'm going to go with Mahershala Ali.
Is that an option?
Blade, get it?
Oh, God.
Let me go do another take. I'm going to go with Wesley Snipes.
Okay, good job. Got him good.
Keep him moving.
I'm going with Silent. Best esports team. Atlanta FaZe, COD. DWG, KIA, LOL. Natus, Vencia, CSGO. Sentinels, Valorant. Team Spirit, Dota 2. Ciaran?
Sentinels.
Ash?
No, Team Spirit.
Hey, they have a really cool story behind them, but yeah, it's Dota. Dota never wins anything.
I'm going Sentinels as well. Best esports athlete. Nominees are Simp, Showmaker, Collapse, Simple, and Tens. Ciaran?
Tens.
Ash?
Showmaker.
I'm going Showmaker as well.
Yeah.
Best esports game. Presented by Grubhub. Whatever that. Call of Duty Activision. CSGO Valve. Dota 2 Valve. League of Legends Riot Games. Valorant Riot Games. Ciaran?
Valorant.
Ash?
League of Legends.
League of Legends. Every year.
Damn, I really went hard on Valorant. Oh well.
Content creator of the year. Dream, Fusely, Goals, Abia, the Grevs. The Grev?
Question.
Greg.
How many do you know out of 5?
0.
I've got 0.
I have 0.
I know all of them. I will say, some of these streamers are fucking, there is a whole big debate about, how, Ludwig, the man that streamed for a month straight, didn't get any of this shit, or in general. I'm going to go with Grefk, just because his audience is fucking huge. And I believe, he will get it. It's weird that, there's just so many actual kind of really big content creators that just don't get nothing.
Ash?
Dream.
Hey Siri.
It'll be a travesty if Dream.
Pick a number between 1 to 5.
A random number between 1 and 5 is 4.
I bay. Whatever, that's who I am. Innovation in accessibility presented by Chevrolet. Far Cry 6, Ubisoft, Toronto, Ubisoft, Forza Horizon 5, Playground Games, Xbox Game Studios, Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxies, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games, Sony Interactive Entertainment, The Val Shadow of the Crown, Creative Byte Studios, Falling
I would say
Squirrel.
It's the Veil, but
What'd I say?
the Val.
Oh, Val. Veil? Yeah, that makes
Veil.
sense.
You said the Veil. It's Veil.
Fair, that's fair. Ciaran.
Let's go with the Veil.
You're like, I know 4 of these games, let me pick the one I don't know.
No, wait. My brain has just fucking had a heart attack. Nah, fuck it. Let's just do it. That's what my brain went to. Let's go.
Okay. Ash?
I'm going to go Ratchet and Clank, although I don't know why these are being nominated. You know, last year there was like a clear, obvious one with Last of Us, who obviously like showcased all their innovations and like all the things that would help people with disabilities and different things. So yeah. Hopefully they gave all that information over to Insomniac.
Actually, I'm just going to change mine to Far Cry 6, actually. Sorry. My brain worked again, finally.
I'm going...
Or did it?
I'm going Ratchet and Clank as well. I don't actually think... From what I know, I don't feel like any really innovate. Should just be like standard stuff at this point. But most anticipated, a Dharma Award presented by Prime Gaming. Elden Ring from Software, Bandai Namco. God of War Ragnarok, Sony Santa Monica, SIE. Horizon Forbidden West, Guerrilla Games, SIE. Sequel to The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Nintendo, Starfield, Bethesda Game Studios, Bethesda. Ciaran, what's winning the coveted most anticipated game award?
Elden Ring.
Ash?
Zelda.
God of War. Fuck it. Best multiplayer. Back for Blood, Turtle Rock WB Games, It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios EA, Knockout City, Valiant Studios EA, Monster Hunter Rise, Capcom, New World, Amazon Games, Valheim, Irongate Studios, Coffee Stain. Ciaran?
It Takes Two.
Ash?
Valheim.
I'm also going Valheim. Although my personal pick is Knockout City. I'll give a shout out there.
And if New World wins it, then Jeff Bezos is paying somebody.
I mean, he probably is.
He is. He literally nominated the award right below it. So it's presented by Prime Gaming. Best multiplayer presented by Prime Gaming. Nominees are New World. Best sim/strategy game. Age of Empires 4, Relic Entertainment, Xbox Game Studios, Evil Genius 2, World Domination, Rebellion Developments, Humankind, Amplitude Studios, Sega, Inscription, Daniel Mullins Games /Devolver, Microsoft Flight Simulator, as Asobo Studio, Xbox Game Studios. Ciaran?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Ash?
This is a bullshit category.
It's a really weird category.
You don't think there's enough simulated games that you could have its own category?
You want to get into the category above this in a second as well? But
there's like a simulated game every single week, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Farm Simulator, Petrol Station Simulator, Buggy Simulator. Also, Microsoft Flight Simulator won last year.
Did it?
Yes.
I don't remember.
So I assume this is for the Xbox version. So I'm going to guess that's going to win.
Wow, that's weird if that wins 2 years in a row.
I don't recall.
I mean, Mortal Kombat won 2 years in a row.
Did it?
Because it had XL Edition.
Oh, that's right. I'm going Microsoft Flight Simulator. Although, yes, I agree that categories could happily be split, and I don't think it would matter even if there was only 3 games in each. And it's just like, whatever, just rock and roll with it.
What does it matter, Jeff? You don't even show them on the show or have the people talk about it, so why not just give it the proper category?
That's so true.
Above it, we've got best sports/racing game. Another 2 categories I think could perfectly be fine on their own, separate accord, but nonetheless. F1 2021, Codemasters EA Sports, FIFA 2022, EA Vancouver EA Sports, Forza Horizon 5, Playground Games, Xbox Game Studios, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Milestone, Riders Republic, Ubisoft Agent, and Nyxi? Ubisoft. Ciaran?
F1 2021.
Ciaran? Ash?
It's Forza.
Yeah, I'm going Forza 2. Yeah.
I don't think Forza's ever lost this category.
If it loses this category, I'll be very mad, honestly. But
That's fair.
best family game. Save your hot take. I know you're going to say it, Ash. Just let me read the nominees. It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios, EA, Mario Party Superstars, Indie Cube, Nintendo, New Pokemon Snap, Bandai Namco, The Pokemon Company, Nintendo, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Nintendo, WarioWare, Get It Together, Intelligent Systems, Nintendo. Ciaran, what's your pick?
I'm not going to take it away from Ashley. Mario Party Superstars.
Ash.
Mine's Pokemon Snap, but I love that It Takes Two is nominated. Because, you know, who doesn't love a story in which two divorcing parents murder the most favorite toy of their child to make her cry?
Or that they don't actually talk through and
And it comes
resolve
to
any of their
nothing.
issues.
It's a real family
just
game.
Like, hey,
It's about family.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious should have been in it.
If you just call it the best platformer, that's what you're going for, right?
Did that Fast and Furious game come out this year? Or was that last year?
Which
I
game?
think that
The
was
one I
last
played?
year.
I streamed. Damn, that should have been nominated for this category.
Wait, oh no, because that was at the end of the Game Awards last year, wasn't it? Or was it? The
Was
year
it?
before?
I can't remember. I can't. Time's a blur. But how is
No, it
Fast
was-
and Furious
I
not
can't
nominated for
remember.
best family game? That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
I'm gonna
To fill the gap.
I'm gonna go 3D World. Best fighting game: Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, Cyber Connect 2, Sega, Guilty Gear Strive, Arc System Works, Melty Blood, Type Lumina, French Bread Delightworks, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, Ludosity Fair Play Games, Game Mill, Virtue Fighter 5, Ultimate Showdown, Sega. Ciaran?
Nickelodeon All Star Brawl.
Mad. Ash?
Let's go Guilty Gear. I don't know.
I'm going Guilty
Actually,
Gear.
go Demon Slayer.
I'm going Guilty Gear, so.
Demon Slayer. Which I'm surprised. For some reason, I thought it was
Reason-
Demon
the
Slayer
thing
was
is,
an RPG.
I feel like
It's like a 3D
I feel like-
fighter, I think.
the people voting for this don't actually play fighting games.
No. That's what
So-
they've said a million times. That's what we bring up every year.
So that's why I was going for Nickelodeon, because that's like the one they're all gonna know.
Maybe. Best role playing game: Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red. Monster Hunter Rise, Capcom, Scarlet Nexus, Bandai Namco, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Atlas, Sega, Tales of Arise, Bandai Namco. Ciaran?
Like, the world would be in riot if Cyberpunk won anything. So
There was
let's
a
go with
riot
Monster
last
Hunter
year when it wasn't
Rise.
nominated for stuff. I think people forget because the cutoff, and then everyone was like, "Jeff, you fucking fuck Cyberpunk, you motherfucker!" And then look what happened.
I mean, if they had delayed it to be eligible for this year, maybe things would have been different.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is
Monster
mine.
Hunter Rise,
If
yeah.
I didn't say that already. I think
I'm
I did.
probably going to go Monster Hunter Rise as well, but, you know. I also will say, I think Cyberpunk is an RPG, despite what some people on the internet are saying.
It's an
It's just
action.
not
It's an
best.
action RPG. Like
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's just not best.
Um,
Best is the part that we have issue with.
I'm gonna say Monster Hunter Rise as well. Although I will give a shout out to Scarlet Nexus. I'd love to see win here because that's still one of my favorite things.
I wouldn't be surprised if Shin Megami Tensei 5. Though.
Yeah. Best action adventure game: Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix, Metroid Dread, Mercury Stream, Nintendo, Psychonauts 2, Double Fine, Xbox Game Studios, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games, SIE, Resident Evil Village, Capcom. Okay.
Psychonauts 2.
I will also go Psychonauts 2.
I'm going Metroid Dread. Best action game: Back for Blood, Turtle Rock WB Games, Chivalry 2, Torn Banner Studios, Tripwire Interactive, Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda, Far Cry 6, Ubisoft Toronto, Ubisoft, Returnal, Housemarque, SIE. Okay.
Deathloop.
Ash?
Yeah, I'm also going to go Deathloop, but maybe Returnal gets a sneaky victory here.
I'm going to go Deathloop as well.
Unlikely.
But Returnal would be crazy. Best VR/AR game, Hitman 3, IO Interactive, I Expect You to Die 2, Shell Games, Lone Echo 2, Ready at Dawn / Oculus Studios, Resident Evil 4, Amateur Studio, Capcom, Oculus Studios, Sniper Elite 4, Coat Sync, Just Add Water, Rebellion Developments. Ciaran?
Hitman 3.
Ash?
Yeah, I'm also going to go Hitman 3.
Resident Evil 4. It's a known property. I don't know. Best mobile
I
game.
feel like that's really recent, though.
Yeah, last month, I think. Yeah. But recency biasy? Could be there. Best mobile game presented by Verizon. Fantasian? Mistwalker. Genshin Impact. MiHoYo. League of Legends Wild Rift. Riot Games. Marvel Future Revolution. Netmarble. Pokemon Unite. Teamy Studios. The Pokemon Company. Okay.
Genshin.
Ash?
I'm going to go with Wild Rift.
I'm going Genshin as well. Although I'd love to see... My personal pick would be Wild Rift because I'm still shocked how well that actually plays on a phone.
Yeah, no. My gut was like... My head was like, no. The one to pick would be Wild Rift. I just think Genshin Impact was kind of massive this year.
That's why I'm...
Genshin Impact was nominated last year as well.
Yep, but it's still fucking huge.
Not the mobile version, though.
No, the mobile game. It was nominated for Best Mobile Game.
Still huge.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Still huge. It's bigger this year, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's already out, so it should be in the ongoing game category.
That's how we would do it.
Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff.
I got a feeling just Jeff doesn't check what happened last year, so it's like...
Probably. Best community support. Apex Legends, Respawn, EA. Destiny 2, Bungie. Final Fantasy 14 Online, Square Enix. Fortnite, Epic Games. No Man's Sky, Hello Games. Ciaran?
Why am I even thinking Final Fantasy?
I was like, come on.
Come on.
Ash?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the cult that is Final Fantasy 14.
I'm also going to go with the cult that is Final Fantasy 14. Games for Impact. Before your eyes.
Wait, sorry. Do you guys know that there's a free trial and it's the first 2 games?
Oh, no.
We summoned it.
There's the danger words that draw people in.
Yeah.
Get.
Games for Impact. Before Your Eyes. Goodbye World Games. Skybound Games. Boyfriend Dungeon. Kitbox Games. Chicory. Greg Labeno. Alexis Dean Jones. Lene Rain. Madeline Berger. A Shell in the Pit. Finji. Life is Strange True Colors. Deck 9. Square Enix. No Longer Home. Humble Grove. Hannah Lee. Sel Davidson. Adian Lombardo. Ellie Rainsbury. Fellow Traveller. Ciaran?
Life is Strange True Colors.
Ash?
Yeah, I'm going to go Life is Strange as well.
I'm going to go... Fuck, it's actually... I'm going to go Chicory. Best
For
performance...
context, last year's winner was Tell Me Why, so...
Yeah. It's that, well, like, if thinking about the people that play and, like, vote, it's like Life is Strange is the only
Big.
triple A game in this category. So it's like, it sort of gets a leg up. Best performance. Erica Mori as Alex Chen, Life is Strange True Colors. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo? Yeah. Far Cry 6. Jason E. Kelly as Colt Van, Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady Fucking hell.
Demiscu.
Tall lady from Resident Evil Village. Ozzy
It's been 12
Akuga
months still.
as Julianne Blake, Deathloop. Ciaran.
I'd go with Jason E. Keeley from Deathloop.
Ciaran.
The cynic in me is going to say Giancarlo Esposito.
I'm going Maggie Robertson.
Isn't she like in that for a very short period of time?
It's not even that long. She's in it for a very small period of time. In that game.
I don't know. Like, is it about the time in the game or just having the best performance? You know?
I mean, what did Dame Judi Dench like 15 minutes in Elizabeth?
It's true.
Yeah.
One Oscar. So, yeah. Best audio design: Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda, Forza Horizon 5, Playground Games, Xbox Game Studios, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games SIE, Resident Evil Village, Capcom, Returnal, Housemarque SIE. Okay.
Returnal.
Ash?
Forza?
It's actually hard because fucking motherfucker. I'm going to go dark.
You're gonna go fucking dark. Okay.
Ratchet & Clank. I'm going Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, actually. My personal pick would be Returnal, though. But I'm going to go Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Best score and music: Cyberpunk 2077, Marcin Presblov.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
Piotr T. Adamowski, and they're the composers. Deathloop, Tom Salter, composer. Near Replicant version 1.22474487139. Kiichi Okabe, composer. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Richard Yarquez, composer. The Artful Escape, Johnny Galvatron and Josh Abrams, composers. Fucking, I try my best, you know what I'm saying, everyone? Ciaran.
Probably one of the only things that isn't buggy with that game, Cyberpunk 2077, has a really good score and music.
Ash?
I'm going to go with The Artful Escape. Also, Nier is a update, a remake, so I mean...
Audio listeners, there's lots of head tilting happening here. It's that look your dog gives you when it's confused why you haven't given it food yet.
Just give us the eligibility rules, you know?
I'm going Artful Escape too. That's both my personal and hopeful / please the Lord. Best art direction: Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda, Canon Bridge of Spirits, Ember Lab, Psychonauts 2, Double Fine, Xbox Game Studios, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games SIE, Artful Escape, Beethoven, Dinosaur, Annapurna. Ciaran?
Canna Bridge of the Spirits.
Ash?
I'm going to go Deathloop.
I'm going to go The Artful Escape. I'm voting with my heart here a couple times.
Yeah.
My backup would have actually been Psychonauts too. I'm surprised that Ciaran didn't. But anyway. Best narrative: Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda, It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios, EA, Life is Strange, True Colors, Deck 9, Square Enix, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Eidos Montreal, Square Enix, and Psychonauts 2, Double Fine, Xbox Game Studios. Ciaran, best narrative.
Psychonauts 2.
Lock it in, Psychonauts 2. Boom.
Life is Strange.
I'm going to say... I'm going to go Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'd be happy with that.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Best debut indie: Canna Bridge of Spirits, Ember Lab, Sable, Shedworks, Raw Fury, The Artful Escape, Beethoven, Dinosaur, Annapurna, The Forgotten City, Modern Storyteller, Dear Villagers, Valheim, Iron Gate, Coffee Stain. Ciaran?
The Artful Escape.
Ash?
I'm also going to go The Artful Escape, but like the pessimist to me is like Kenna's nominated for Best Indie, so probably implies more people play Kenna, so more people are likely to nominate it, so I'll vote for it.
I'm going to go Valheim. Just to throw a spanner noise.
Yeah.
Best Indie, 12 Minutes, Luis Antonio Annapurna Interactive, Death's Door, Acid Nerve, Devolver Digital, Canna Bridge of Spirits, Ember Lab, Inscription, Daniel Mellon's Games, Devolver Digital, Loop Hero, 4 Quarters, Devolver Digital. Okay.
Death's Door, even though can we all agree that 12 minutes shouldn't be on there?
Why? Because it's not good, or because it's not an indie?
That would be the implication, yeah.
I think both, yeah.
Ash?
Yeah, I would say Death's Door.
I am also. Oh, fuck, actually.
I mean, it does raise a good question. Like, is Devolver technically an indie?
So this is my thing. And I don't know if we're. Devs, I think, the more I thought about it, oh no, it's hard. Because Devolver brought some studios, right? So if the studios they put out a game, they're being published and they're owned by a massive company now, who we know is worth a lot of money. However, what if Devolver says, and they continue to do, which is what they've said, they're going to continue to do what they've always done, which is go, hey, random 2-person developer, we'll publish your game. They're an indie developer being published by a massive...
Yeah.
And the massive publisher hasn't put money into the game, at least as far as we know in this scenario, I'm saying.
Well, not in like paying for the actual employees.
They put money
completely.
in to publish the game. So I would say that still counts. But when Devolver's funding the studios they own, maybe they don't count. It's a weird it's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's like Bugsnax.
I mean, Sony didn't publish it though.
That's true.
Sony helped promote it by putting it on lots of state of players, but they didn't put money into it as far as we're aware. You know, they certainly helped market it, but it's a weird thing. I'm actually going to go Loop Hero. Something I have not played, but I know a lot of people love. Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Respawn, EA; Call of Duty Warzone, Infinity Ward, Raven, Activision; Final Fantasy 14 Online, Square Enix; Fortnite, Epic Games; Genshin Impact, MiHoYo. Ciaran, Final Fantasy. Ash,
I feel like I'm in a cult,
Fantasy.
so yeah.
Myself, Final Fantasy, right?
I'm going Fortnite.
Are you really?
Because now you can, they're putting every single possible
wait,
character
wait.
into the game.
So you're saying Fortnite's the best ongoing game after they stole Among Us premise completely this year?
Yep. They keep... Nobody's going to remember that. It's going, get all new mode. I can play as Naruto now, who always uses a gun.
I'm going Final Fantasy based solely off, I think this has been the biggest year for the game since its launch, probably.
Oh, it's been massive.
I know, like, if just based solely on the people I follow on Twitter and see, like, between Ciaran and however many other people, so many people I know and follow have gotten into playing this game this year, and they've also pushed out some massive updates and story, and now they're pushing towards, like, another huge update and whatever else. So I'm going to go Final Fantasy.
So cool. Should we start like a Final Fantasy recovery group?
I'm not playing the fucking game.
No, like for people who trying to get people off the game.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm sure you run out of things to do eventually.
Rejuvenate them, like get them back on their feet.
You can email Jeff Keighley if you want. See if you can get a sponsorship for that.
Yeah.
Best game.
Has someone in your life been ruined by Final Fantasy 14?
Fucking hell. Best game direction: Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda; It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios, EA; Returnal, Housemarque, SIE; Psychonauts 2, Double Fine, Xbox Game Studios; Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Insomniac Games, SIE. Ciaran, direction of the video game.
Best game direction. Oh, this is a tough one. Returnal?
Ash?
I'm going Deathloop.
I'm going Returnal. And I feel like it should win, and I feel like this is the one character people may vote for it in. So we'll see. Game of the year. Before you vote, this is the one that's had the most discussion. So I'm going to read nominees, then everyone's hot takes, and then pick what you think is going to win. Deathloop, Arcane Studios, Bethesda; It Takes Two, Hazelight Studios, EA; Metroid Dread, Mercury Steam, Nintendo; Psychonauts 2, Double Fine, Xbox Game Studios; Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Insomniac Games, SIE; Resident Evil Village, Capcom. Ciaran, what do you think of this year's nominees? And then what is your pick?
I think overall they're okay. I think my biggest problem is It Takes Two and maybe Metroid Dread, but I really have not seen much about Metroid Dread, so it might have been amazing.
Have you not really?
Um,
Your Twitter feed is so different to mine.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, maybe there is Metroid Dread there. I just don't read it. Maybe I just filter it out because I realize I don't care. I think everything else is pretty solid. It's just It Takes Two is really fucking odd in this group here. Like, why is Returnal not in this list? Like, how does that even make sense?
What are you picking?
I will pick Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Ash, what are your thoughts? What's your pick?
My thoughts, it's a solid list. There's I feel like this is a list that's got something for everyone. It's there's not any clear everybody loved this game this year, I don't think. Which is good. You just cater to different people's tastes. Not everybody's going to love everything. But I'm going Deathloop. Yeah, there's obviously games that you go, yeah, I wish this was on the list, but there's only so many spots. It is crazy It Takes Two is so high, but I feel like, it is such a fun game and but just the co-op experience just enhances that game so much.
But as a total package, really the story and the writing is just not there for that game.
I don't know.
Ash, you meme this fucking game about killing off.
That's part of the fun. Maybe it's meant to be like that.
You meme the most not even the worst part of the game. The worst part of the game is literally it's conversation about relationships. It's fucking terrible. Just get back together, forehead.
I'm not memeing about that. I love that. That's such a dark, twisted thing that happens in that game.
I think the nominee. I think the list is very boring and just atypical for this particular award show, which is fine. It's a very the Game Awards is a
every award show.
Yeah, well, not every award show. I would say when you watch I guarantee when you watch the DICE Video Game Awards, which are selected and voted on by people in the industry, they'll be a lot different to this. I'm just saying, you're every award show. I'm saying this is
just in general, to pick the most mainstream stuff,
or compare
rise to the top.
Compare an indie film festival to the MTV Movie Awards. I say this a million times.
Listen, okay, I apologize. The Indie Film Spirit Awards, they're independent spin. Yeah, Film Spirit Awards. There's quite interesting every year, but
I compare the Game Awards more to an MTV Movie Awards. I know everyone likes to treat them like they're the Oscars or the Emmys. They are more MTV Movie Awards to me, which is fine because I think it's an enjoyable show. I enjoy watching it every year. I enjoy talking about it, watching it.
I'm sure it's not the Golden Globes.
Nope.
Without the
not quite. It could be quite. Yeah. Sure. Fuck the Oscars. But yeah, it's a very. It's just a list of big AAA games. There's zero indie stuff in there. There's zero of the more interesting games. It's just it's a very cookie cutter list, which is fine. My pick for what's going to win?
It's just math, Dylan.
What's math?
More people play the big games, so more people nominate the big games, thus they get to the top of the list. It's not like with the Oscars and everything, where people like studios are actively campaigning to get Game of the Year. Maybe that's the thing that they should do, but harder to do, especially for games released later in the year, which aren't completely finished and that kind of stuff. But
I don't know. And
obviously they take longer to finish, so.
The amount of people that vote on this, like one or two people from all these outlets around the world, I would have thought would add it's because he's got people from all around the globe, at least a couple outlets from everywhere.
Yeah, and they're all reviewing the same games.
Yeah, but
if they're all the top reviewing the biggest games, then they're all going to be voting for the biggest games.
It's very boring. It's a very boring list. Just not at all interesting. I don't know what'll win. There's no standout. I think that's the other problem. Whereas I'd say last year's list there was a couple.
Well, it was Last of Us 2 or Hades. So
yeah, it was
Also, can I say, for some reason, I thought Hades won last year. No, it did not.
It did not win last year.
It won everything else.
It won everything else. Last of Us,
like every other Game Awards.
Yes. But at least that year had I feel like a good game or any nominees for any list, sometimes you can look at them and go, all right, these are clearly the ones that aren't winning. These are the ones in the middle, and here's the actual two or three.
Isn't that more exciting though, that we don't know which one's going to win?
No, because I feel like it would be if I said every game on here is an amazing game, whereas I would say the majority of this list looks more like middle of the road to lower end on most nominee lists. That's the thing. It's not like everything on here isn't a 10 out of 10 standout
In your opinion?
In most people's opinion. I'd say none of these games got rave reviews. None of these games are like loud, like really mega loved this year. So, I'm gonna say Deathloop. Gonna go with Deathloop. I feel like Ratchet and Clank winning would be very boring.
So
I think Deathloop winning.
Psychonauts has got an 89% on it.
I think Psychonauts is the one I want.
It Takes Two's got an 89% on OpenCritic. Deathloop's got an 88. Ratchet and Clank's got an 88. Metroid Dread's got a 87. What was the other game that's nominated?
Do you feel like any of these games though have been talked about in a way that's more my
That's
thing?
just how this year's been different, you know? There's so many games come out that, you know, the cycle's been...
I think this year it's the games, the big games this year aren't just kind of year-defining games. They're games that are massive for their communities and for the people that love them. But beyond that, they're not massive games. Like it's a interesting spot for it to be in, but at the same time, it's set up where it isn't anything massive has come out, so to speak.
Look, 12 Minutes is a bad game. Well, actually, no, I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a game that falls apart. But the best indie list is a lot more interesting than the best games of the year list. That's my major problem. And that's true for most of these shows. So
Interesting in what way?
Well, I look at those and go like, oh man, Inscription. Like, they're just more interesting games. They're just more interesting games.
You.
In general.
They're not the normal type of games, is what you're saying. They're
Metroid Dread, sequel. Psychonauts 2 is allowed. That's been non-code. Ratchet and Clank 2, sequel, very safe sequel. Resident Evil Village, safe sequel. Metroid Dread, fucking reboot of a game. It's fun. But, like, they're all good games. It's just, like, not very interesting. Fight me.
Can't. We're, like, thousands of kilometers away.
Smash it, can't. But there was, I was just scrolling through the amount of, like, companies that are, like, there's actually a lot. Like Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, India, Indonesia. Like they're fucking he's literally got everyone here. It's crazy. And then there are, so for people who are always like, oh, the votes, these fucking normies vote on by esports stuff. No, just to clarify for people who don't know, the esports categories are voted on by separate groups of people, and the accessibility stuff is voted on by separate people chosen specifically for accessibility or specifically for esports stuff. You don't have the quote unquote normal games media voting on the esports or accessibility stuff.
Thank God.
All right, let's move on. Elder Scrolls 6 confirmed as Xbox PC exclusive. GamesIndustry.biz writes. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has said that the upcoming Elder Scrolls 6 title will be a console and PC exclusive. Speaking to GQ, Spencer said that the choice is, quote, not about punishing any platform, and that he fundamentally believes all the platforms can continue to grow, end quote, following the firm's mammoth acquisition of Bethesda parent ZeniMax in 2020. Quote, but in order to be on Xbox, I want us to be able to bring the full, complete package of what we have. And that would be true to what I think Elder Scrolls 6, when I think about Elder Scrolls 6. Yep. So I don't really think there's much to talk about, but I want to bring it up because we kept having these discussions, you know, and everyone's talking about, will Elder Scrolls 6 come PlayStation? No, I never thought it would. It's not coming. Why would it? That would be dumb. They're going to make heaps of money by putting it on Xbox.
Well, when they don't sell any copies, then they'll come to another platform, you know?
Well, they won't need to sell any copies because it's going to come out on Games Pass, which has the
how do they know they want to play that and they don't want other things on Game Pass?
Because they've already got the money for it.
Exactly.
I guarantee you, if any game's going...
How can you say it's successful if you've already got the money for it?
If any game's going to, like, randomly double the Xbox Game Pass subscribers overnight, it would be the drop of Elder Scrolls 6. So everyone just suddenly subscribed to Xbox Game Pass.
Like, just with this move, the amount of people who previously only owned a PlayStation that I guarantee are going to buy the smaller version of the Xbox and Game Pass and just play
the Xbox S.
That's the one. I can't remember what the fuck it was called.
Because nobody cares about it. Because everybody's... Who wants a digital-only box, right? Am I right, Dylan?
I have a digital-only PlayStation 4.
It's been a year.
Am I right, Dylan?
Do you have any regrets yet?
No, fucking love it.
Love paying full price.
Yeah. Doesn't really
Must be
stress me.
nice. Must be nice.
I mean, it's on. I'm.
Just money bags over here.
I could.
It's not even money bags. It's just fucking.
Ash took a big old swig of the fucking arcade Ash potion before this recording. He like stands in the mirror and goes, "You talking to me?" What's in that water? Vodka, you motherfucker?
It's pure vodka.
No, I don't need any extra additives.
Just stands there and goes, "I choose violence today."
Why not? Everybody else is.
Fucking hell. All right, Riot Games. Then we'll come back to it later and some stuff we've been playing. But Vooks writes, Riot Games Shadow dropped 2 League of Legends spin-off games, announced 2 more. So yeah, they did this. It was a weird thing. They write, earlier this morning, there was a presentation from Riot Forge, the publisher of all upcoming League of Legends spin-off games. If you didn't know that was a thing, or that this presentation was happening. Either did we. But there are 2 new games out now and more on the way. They're all made by indie developers and some excellent pedigree. The first game was Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story from Tequila Works, the developer of Rhyme. In this single-player game, it sees you guide Nunu, a young boy looking for his mother, who's joined on this journey with his monster Willump. This one is out in 2022 and coming to Switch and everything else as well. Yeah, so this is a 3D adventure game that looks very much like it's made by the people who made Rhyme, which is fine because obviously they're hiring developers to sort of go, hey, you made a thing. Can you like make that thing?
Do the same thing?
But League of Legends? Because that's how most of these games so far completely, which I think is fine, but like every game so far, you can tell they've gone, that game you made, can you like do that again, but League of Legends? And everyone's gone.
It's like Nintendo did with the Crypt of the Necromancer dudes.
Yeah. Which is fine because that game was good too. And it's not like they're like complete remakes. It's just very obvious, which is fine. It just means that they're looking right for whoever's going. Yeah, you'd be great for this project, so go for it. This one looks pretty fun. I'd say it's the least interesting, I guess, out of all the League of Legends spin-off projects so far. Then you've got Hextech Mayhem, which I'll talk about a little bit later because this one I've actually been playing. So I'll just put a pin in that one. Then we've got Convergence. It's coming from Double Stallion, the developers of Speed Brawl. It's a brawler, and the hero Echo can rewind time. It's out in 2020 on consoles and PC. So this is the upcoming Echo game. We did see a teaser trailer for this one.
Whenever they announced all of them?
And
like the 10-year anniversary stream or whatever.
Yeah, it was like last year or whenever.
Yeah.
But this one has really cool art style. It looks very like comic booky and whatever else. And you just get to jump off walls and stuff as Echo. And if you fuck up, rewind time and slash enemies and whatever else. Looks really cool. I really like the art style in this one. And then the last one, which is out now already, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I just haven't actually started it yet. Was the first one they announced of all the spin-off stuff, which is Ruin King, a League of Legends story. Turn-based RPG from the developers of Battle Chasers Night War. It's set in Runeterra, Bilgewater. And again, this is very much like, hey, remember that Battle Chasers game you made? That was cool. League of Legends, which is fine because I always wanted to play Battle Chasers when it came out years ago. I never got around to it. I kept like eyeing it off, wish listing on everything, being like, "Fuck, I want to play this. Looks cool." Never got to. Now I will, but with characters I know, which is the main difference. So yeah, as I said, Hextech pin in, but spoilers, I am enjoying that. Rune King, I'm looking forward to playing. It looks really cool. Convergence, Echo looks awesome art style. The Song of Nunu one's the one that was least interesting, but I still think all 4 of these spin-off games are very different.
Cool.
I really like the direction they're taking this Riot Forge publishing arm and just heaps of different styles, and they've got so many different characters and areas, and between the arcane anime and everything, it's sort of great to see Riot just fully taking advantage of the character pool and many years of history they've got with that IP now and doing all these really interesting things. And they're not trying to do it all in-house. They're just going, you make good games, come do this, and we'll stick to making the main game, and you handle this stuff. So that's cool. Ciaran, do you have any thoughts on these 4 games?
I think they all look fantastic, and I hope the quality we've seen out of the Arcane TV show is something that is then kind of spread throughout any projects that Riot and League are going to partake in whether it be these kind of each of these games with the different game styles or their animated series. I think it's a fantastic way for them to continue kind of growing their universe and growing when these MOBAs always have fantastic IPs and kind of fantastic lore to them that's like players often just want to explore more. So I think it's a fantastic way to kind of really entice players in and kind of even get them in. I know, with Arcane, you get more and more people playing League of Legends. Hopefully that does the best with these games as well.
Ash, any thoughts on this stuff?
Yeah, I'm keen to check out the Ruined King when I have some time. I played a bit of Battle Chasers and I really enjoyed it, and it's my type of turn-based RPG kind of game. So, yeah, keen to check that out. Interested to hear your thoughts later about the rhythm-based game, because that just seems weird. Yeah, the Echo game looks really cool. Kind of wish the timing was better, but yeah. Seeing as we assume he's going to come in this last episode of Arcane and kill everybody.
Maybe. Find out soon after we all go watch it after recording. Yeah, so I come back to League in a little bit. Let's go different universe. In fact, a MultiVersus. Warner Brothers, IGN writes, Warner Brothers MultiVersus officially announced, features Batman, Arya Stark, and more. So, of course, this was rumored, leaked, whatever. Now, Warner Brothers officially announced it this past week. A Super Smash Bros.-like fighter developed by Player First Games that brings together characters from the shows like Scooby-Doo, Adventure Time, Looney Tunes, and even Game of Thrones. It's set to release in 2022 for consoles and PC and will be free to play. MultiVersus will support 1v1, 2v2, and 4-player free-for-all matches set on stages themed around the characters available in the game, including the Batcave, the Jack and Finn's Tree Fort. An incomplete roster has already been revealed with more to be announced, and each one will be voiced by their original acting talent. So far, the cast includes Batman, voiced by Kevin Conroy, Superman, voiced by George Newbern, Wonder Woman, voiced by Abby Trott, Harley Quinn, voiced by Tara Strong, Shaggy, Scooby-Doo, voiced by Matthew Lillard, Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, voiced by Eric Bowser, Arya Stark, Game of Thrones, voiced by Macy Williams, Jake the Dog, Adventure Time, voiced by John Miyago. How do you say his last name?
John D. Miyago.
John D. Miyago, yeah. Finn the Human, Adventure Time, voiced by Jeremy Shader, Steven Universe, voiced by Daniel DuVernay, Garnet, Steven Universe, voiced by Estelle, Tom and Jerry, voiced by Eric Bowser, Rain Dog, an original character for MultiVersus, voiced by Andrew Frankel. Each character has unique abilities designed around. Each character has a unique ability set that has been designed to pair dynamically with other characters. Customization comes via perk loadouts, allowing for some gameplay variety. There are naturally also skins for each character to allow for some visual expression as well as emotes. As a free-to-play game, MultiVersus will be supported by in-game purchases. Warner Brothers Games has yet to reveal what those purchases will be, but with a season-based format that will be content-filled, it seems sensible to expect cosmetics at the very least. The trailer also shows what appears to be a battle pass system seen in the menus on the character details page. Player First Games will be holding playtests, and you can sign up for them to participate on them on the MultiVersus website. Ash, what do you think of MultiVersus? MultiVersus?
I think it looks pretty solid. Interesting. Obviously, the leaks have been around for a little while. We all kind of knew this was coming. But yeah, it looks solid, nice art style. There's a lot there. Potential. Yeah, if they're going to expand the world as much as they possibly could, it's very interesting. Yeah, I guess it just depends on how much content is in the actual game and how heavy the microtransactions are going to be, and then the other thing will be the balancing of the fighters, because apparently the core game mechanic is it's 2v2. Your two fighters versus another. You and your partner versus a person and their partner, and a lot of the movesets are designed to go around helping in a 2v2 situation and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean it's interesting. I don't think it's going to knock Smash off its perch, but there might be a drop in the player base of something like a Brawlhalla or something like that. So and it's going to eat Nick's lunch, absolutely. 1, it's got voice talent. 2, it looks better. 3, it's free to play.
Ciaran?
Yeah, I think this game is coming in at a perfect time. I think Nick proved and showed that there was an opportunity for games like this to come out, especially with Smash Brothers Ultimate now finishing up its kind of its roster releases. We should now be more available to learn from the mistakes of Nick All-Stars and be better. And look, honestly, I honestly think a big thing is, like, for maybe not the most avid fan or the most competitive player of those types of games, having the voice acting there is just like kind of 1,000% an improvement on that game and an improvement from where Nick All-Stars was. I just hope it doesn't come out with any of the balancing issues that were the case with Nickelodeon All-Stars.
Yeah, this seems to have, like, when it was being rumored, I was like, oh, that's just going to be a cheap, like, here's a game. This seems like it's got a lot more thought process put into it and money put into it. Obviously, they're hoping to get a lot of money out of it as a free-to-play game that will probably have the battle passes. And as long as that's all done right, they can make a lot of money. It's just about doing it right. Like, if you make a fun game to play and you have a battle pass and then you have, and then everyone buys the battle passes, it's proven that you can make money, like, quite happily that way, and that's a good way to go about it. I think making sure you have all the voice cast correct shows they're paying attention and making sure to give the right people the right money to come back and do this. So I think, yeah, I'd be keen. And again, as someone who doesn't really I'm not a massive Smash player or anything, I had fun playing that Nickelodeon thing because I had characters that I liked in it. And again, Warner Brothers stuff here, like, I'm like, why the fuck's Arya Stark in this? But also, I really want to play as Arya Stark in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's of two minds. So.
It opens up a bunch of, like, possibilities for all the different Warner Brothers franchises you could potentially have. You know, could we see, you know, obviously there's a bunch of Cartoon Network cartoons, like obviously Ben 10 or Regular Show or the Powerpuff Girls show up.
Clone Wars, yeah. Well, wait, sorry.
No, I think, you know. But then we could get crazy stuff like, obviously, The Matrix is coming out.
That's true.
Mad Max.
I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be a big mistake if they...
King Kong.
They announced a Matrix character.
How quickly do they put the Iron Giant in this game?
It'd be really cool to see if they were able to use... If Warner Brothers were serious about supporting this game ongoing and making it an ongoing game, if they used it, you know, with regular character releases based off movies that they had up and coming. I think that's a really smart marketing idea. It might even kind of take away some of the hype that Fortnite gets, where it kind of pilfers everything, at least for Warner Brothers products now.
But yeah, I guess it all depends on the launch and how good the game actually is and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And then
a lot of potential.
I presume Ash has posted this news story in here, which usually there's no random news stories in here, but I just saw the headline and I've just waited to open it now because I don't know what the fuck this is, to be honest. But the headline was enough. Pokemon Go Live writes, a brand new collaboration event with Ed Sheeran. By the way, this was in our show notes as simply WTF. So, trainers who might have some bad habits, but listening to Ed Sheeran's songs isn't one of them. They're just so perfect. They give us shivers. But enough thinking out loud. We're excited to announce that for the first times ever, we'll be collaborating with Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran. Pokemon Go special performance is happening on Monday, November 22nd. That's this week at 11 a.m. PST.
So, like, right now.
Is it actually today?
Open up Pokemon Go.
Was it? No, the T22. It's probably our Tuesday, I guess. PST, 11 a.m.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It'd be like, yeah, unless they're doing, yeah. A special Ed Sheeran performance will be available through the Pokemon Go app. You'll be able to check out the performance in the in-game news beginning on Monday, the 22nd, 11 a.m. PST, whatever that works out to be Australian. We haven't done it. The performance will feature songs from Ed's new album and more songs, including Perfect, Bad Habits, Overpass, Graffiti, Thinking Out Loud, First Times, and Shivers. A celebratory event. Ed always chooses the water-type Pokemon as his first partner when he starts a Pokemon RPG. In celebration of this collaboration, look forward to an event featuring all water-type first partner Pokemon currently available in Pokemon Go.
Good to know Ed Sheeran is a big Squirtle fan.
Yeah. Event bonuses. Take a snapshot every day for a surprise. I presume it's going to be a cartoon Ed Sheeran that pops up or some shit. In-game music, Overpass Graffiti will be playing every night in Pokemon Go from Monday to Tuesday. From Monday, November 22nd to Tuesday, November 30th. That's a week of every night hearing Ed Sheeran in Pokemon Go. Wild nights. The following Pokemon will be appearing somewhat more frequently in the wild. Toadlon, Mudkip, Piplup, Oshawott. If you're lucky, you might even encounter a shiny Squirtle wearing sunglasses and a Froakie. And there's some research tasks. There's a new avatar items, which I assume has something to do with Ed Sheeran. I don't know what this fucking picture is supposed to be. There's some new
I assume it's the
album art or something.
Album art, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is this, eh? I missed this completely.
How are you gonna do a musical event in
I'm
Pokemon
interested.
Go?
I presume you
I'm
press
interested.
play and trigger it, and then it's an AR thing where you hold your phone in front of you. And then, because if you look at the top of the article, the picture is someone holding their phone and Ed Sheeran's like in their room and there's a Squirtle next to it. So I presume that's what I assume, if I was to guess, that's what it is.
This is opening himself up for like potential.
Yeah, Niantic's certainly not done anything like this before in any of the.
Like, fuck Fortnite. We're gonna go.
Everything's in Pokemon Go now. Yeah, I miss this. That's actually it's quite funny. There you go. So, I mean, Pokemon's been doing some collaborations, but certainly not Niantic. So, all right. Well, I'm going to certainly look into this because I don't like Ed Sheeran, but I want to know what the fuck this is. So, I mean, nothing against Ed Sheeran. I just don't particularly like his music, but yeah, I'll give this a look, I guess. All right, now to the story of the week. The one you've all been waiting for. Vooks writes, new Mario Kart Live home circuit updates add split screen and more content. Nintendo hasn't just dropped a new update for Mario Kart home circuit out of nowhere. The update, now updated to version 2.00, is completely free and adds a couple of new features and content. You can now play local multiplayer split screen. You'll still need 2 karts, but should make racing a little bit more competitive. There's also a new relay race mode where up to 4 players can play. A new cup, the Luigi Cup, has been added to the game with 3 new tracks. There's also new unlockables like the Poltergeist G00 kart and a spooky horn. And the answer is no, I've not had time to try out any of this, but also yes, I would like to. And if I had someone else who had another kart, I think racing around with 2 karts sounds pretty fun. Of course, that's the answer I would give. Now proceed to meme and whatever else you've been looking forward to for all week, Ash.
I don't have anything to meme about. You know, I think it's good. Like, you can obviously play together and that kind of thing on the big TV. I think, I think the only problem is obviously you can only get Luigi with the game, right? They not currently sell the carts separately.
I thought they do. No? You sure?
I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what I saw in an article.
Oh, you mean like just
also,
buy the cart separately? Okay, I get you. No,
buy just the cart by itself.
You have to get the game, yeah.
You have to get it with the game, yeah. Although, this could be the lead up to more carts coming. You can play split screen on your TV now, play together.
Wait, but
now
that's
you can
the
get
Poltergeist thing. Is that not a physical cart?
No, they haven't got more physical carts.
No, that's like in the game, you can have like a version, like a skin.
Yeah, it's a skin.
Okay.
I mean, you can dress up
You're
your
right.
character. I guess you could print off something and like put something over your Mario face or something. I don't know. You could put a Barbie dress over the Mario. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in this relay race, you're switching it over to another character, so
yeah,
same sort of thing.
I think it's cool.
But
Yeah.
the car doesn't swap.
Yeah, okay.
The car's still the same.
Yeah, it does. Well,
Real
the
life
driver
car.
in it changes.
In
On
real
the
life?
screen.
No, it doesn't. On the screen.
Yeah.
Karen, you got any?
You right, Karen?
I think no. It is what it is. Dylan's never playing this or touching this ever again. So I think my point was proven about this game fucking months ago. So
Listen, I know we pitched a big PAX thing a couple of weeks ago, but Mario Kart home circuit live at PAX. That would be dope.
yeah, until somebody punts one across the freaking hall and hits somebody in the head,
Why would someone do that?
it'd be funny.
So it's you. Yeah. I mean, I would like to play this. I just time.
Don't have time to set it up and
Setting up's not that hard.
get there. Get out of the box, dust it off because it's got fucking dust all over.
I could grab
charge
it.
the
I could
batteries.
get it in under 30 seconds for you right now.
Exactly. Do it right now. Get it in 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds starting now.
Your timer?
Well, no, this he has it on a shelf somewhere, so he's going to be able to get it.
Time.
Way short of 30 seconds.
I've got the cart and I've got the box with all the cardboard stuff to set up the tracks within reach. Take that. Boom.
So there's actually no hurdles stopping you from playing the game.
I was going to say, so you've just
No, it's
proved
just time.
to me
Like
that's
it's just time. Like there's always shit to do, you know. The six axis set writes Hunt Showdown live action TV series announced. Crytek has announced a Hunt Showdown live action series is in the works. It will be coming exclusively to stream platform Binge, which will launch free sometime in 2022. And again, I'd like to clarify, when we say Binge, when we're reading these American stories, they're not Binge, Australian binging streaming service. It's a different streaming service. The twisted survival shooter originally launched in early 2018 has continued to garner popularity. Hunt Showdown offers an inventive spin on the Battle Royale formula as it pits squads of bounty hunters against each other in a race to kill monsters and extract their essence. I haven't played Hunt. I know people like it. I like it's got a cool setting and whatever. Anything else? Does anyone think this will make for a good TV show?
There's potential there. Obviously, good setting, good concepts, high concepts. Yeah.
But as we discussed, Dylan, before the show, is Ash will see the potential in any TV show.
I think you know, you need to give things at least one full season to, you know. So it takes time to work these shows out and characters out. So, okay.
How long do you reckon you should play a game before you decide if you like it or not?
However long do you think?
Is that your real answer, or you're covering your ass now answer?
That's what I really think. Because however, a game is different.
Because you're going to be one of these motherfuckers. These people complain about Final Fantasy's taking too long to get interesting. We just got to play the first 50 hours and then it gets good.
It's not even the first 50 hours.
Well, I wasn't talking about fucking
like
Final
60.
Fantasy Online. Calm down over there. Jesus Christ. I was talking about just general Final Fantasy games. Look, I said Final Fantasy. He's like, what'd you say about fucking Final Fantasy Online? It's a great game.
What did you say about Final Fantasy 14? Did you know it has the greatest free trial
my
of all
religion?
time?
What'd you say about my Lord
I need to
Savior?
report.
Have you heard of my Lord and Savior, Yoshi?
I need to report you back to my sect leader.
It's actually a free company.
Oh my God. We'll see. I'm surprised it's coming out in 2022, to be honest. But yeah, add that to the list of things we'll be talking about in 6 months, maybe, if they get a trailer or something. I don't know. For the film, I don't know. Late 2022, I suppose. Fucking nuts.
Who knows?
What have I been playing? So firstly, as I said before, I'm still playing Call of Duty Vanguard. I just want to make a note again. I said I'd have like probably my review this week, but I've moved it, of course, into what we've been playing because I haven't done a review because I was like, I'm just going to fucking push it the whole week, probably because of the shit. But I still want to continue to say that I played more zombies, and I don't mind the zombies because it's like super basic and less convoluted than past ones where I just thought there's too much going on. So I've been enjoying the zombies. It's all right. And the multiplayer is really good. I'm officially locking in because last time I'd only played like a couple hours. I was like, I think the multiplayer in this game is like pretty good. I'm saying it now. I'm locking in. Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer is the best Call of Duty multiplayer in like the last 4 years or something, 4 or 5 years. Locking in. That's where I'm at this
It's a
point.
big call.
Yep.
Big call.
The maps are like good Call of Duty type, really tight maps where the time to kill's super low and there's no like camping spots or any bullshit. Deathmatch, team deathmatch, any of that stuff. They've even got like a new mode where it's actually really fun. It's absolute bullshit, but it's actually quite fun where it's like a capture zone one, but the zone moves. So like it's a glowing point on the map and you have to like stand in it and the team wins who's got like the most time spent inside that circle. But because they're on these like sort of tight corridor based Call of Duty maps, it is just bullshit nuts where people are holding it for maybe a couple seconds at a time, but it's just, it works in Call of Duty because it's insanity. Yeah, so I actually think it's probably the best Call of Duty multiplayer package we've had in some time. I know apparently the single player's meh. I'll see how I feel when I finish that, but multiplayer I'm locking in now. I just want to say, I think it's really good. Company that published the game's run by a bunch of fuckheads.
There it is.
Is that what we're going to have at the start of every single
Maybe
Activision review at the moment?
Yeah, that's just going to be my sentence. No, it'll probably be something a bit more less mean.
PC.
It's also actually because this one was done, with a studio they set up in Australia. Was at least some part of it was developed in Australia, which is also another thing. I don't know how much was done in Australia at that local studio in Melbourne, but like that they did some work, so it's the first one they've done work on.
Good work.
Good work, Australia side of team.
Go Australia.
Hopefully you aren't rocked by the fuckheads, is right?
I hope not. Halo Infinite multiplayer. So before we get thoughts, this of course was Xbox did a event Tuesday morning, I think it was. It was like 5 a.m. I woke up to watch it. It was pretty meh for the most part, but the big bomb drop at the end was the rumored thing, which is they said, hey, Halo.
It was shadow dropped.
Halo Infinite multiplayer. It's out now. Go download it. You couldn't. It actually took a couple hours before it was available, but they said it's out now, which was an important part of the show job. Overall, that event was fine. It was nothing more than they said ahead of time, no new game news or anything like that, so it's fine. It was a celebratory thing for Xbox. Good-o. Halo Infinite. So before we get our thoughts on it, I just want to share how big it's been. VG247 wrote, Halo Infinite got 100,000 players on Steam in under an hour, attracted 272,000 in its first night. If you're impressed by Forza Horizon 5's incredible feat of attracting 4.5 million players on launch day, which, by the way, just quickly shout out, Forza Horizon 5 has hit 10 million players already. That's within its first couple of weeks. I think Forza Horizon 4 took several months to hit that, and then the Forza Horizon 3 took like a few years. So it's massive.
Yeah, when you give the game away.
Doesn't matter. Everyone's still paying money. Just shush. We're talking about Halo. Attracting 4.5 million players on its launch day. Just wait until you see the proper launch of Halo Infinite in December. It looks likely it'll blow those numbers out of the water. Within just 1 hour after its surprise launch, Halo Infinite boasted a wild 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, rising to a massive 272,000 at its peak during its first day on the servers. These numbers only focus on Steam players, so that doesn't include anyone logging in and playing through an Xbox app for Windows or playing via console. It's safe to assume that the Xbox player count dwarfed those Steam numbers too. And it's totally, my entire friends list was put on Halo last night, and I bet I'm not the only one. Ciaran, let's go with you first, because you are the person who would have the most, experience with Halo and everything like that. So how much Halo Infinite multiplayer you're playing? What are your thoughts on it? How are you feeling about it?
So Halo was a good part of my kind of probably 15, 16. Like Halo 3 was massive for me. I remember spending a lot of time in kind of in-house multiplayer lobbies, playing game modes like Infection, and just playing Halo in general. And I think this game does a fantastic job of reminding players of the series just how good Halo is and just how great it is and how individual it is. I think before this came out, part of me was thinking, what do we really, do we really need Halo multiplayer in 2021? Like, is this actually something we need? Because we've had so many great multiplayer games kind of in current times. And yes, I think Halo, there's nothing else feels like Halo. Nothing plays like Halo. If you're going from the traditional more 4v4 lobby setup where games are very kind of quick, easy, it's more kind of brawly and combat style, or all the way through to its big team combat, which are absolutely chaotic, with kind of players being everywhere, vehicles being involved. I think this game is fantastic, and I'm really excited to see how Halo goes with this new free-to-play platform and to see how it grows forward, because I think already what it shows in terms of its battle pass and the availability of maps and the availability of game types is kind of much bigger than majority of the free-to-play multiplayers that we currently have.
How much have you been playing?
I only jumped on last night, so I put maybe 5 hours in last night, just chilling and playing. We first started with a bunch of just the normal traditional playlist, and then moved over for probably a good 2-3 hours on the big team multiplayer game, which is a lot of fun and a very it takes a little bit to get used to, but I think once you're used to it and once you're into that flow, it is really interesting to try and jump in and play around with a lot of the weapons that have been either brought through or the new stuff that's been added as well.
So I jumped on the day it dropped. I played like an hour or so that first day, and was surprised how, firstly, that it ran. Because I was expecting the amount of people downloading it, playing it that day, that I was just expecting to log on and be like, no, this is fucked. I'll have to wait until it gets patched. But I had absolutely no problems, and I haven't had any problems playing it at all, which is, I know, really shouldn't be a thing I have to shout out as hey, the game works, but
I did have to fuck around for a while with my PC to make the PC version work, because for some reason Steam was in compatibility mode and Halo doesn't like that. So there you go.
Weird. Well, to clarify, I'm playing through my Series X is where I'm playing.
Yeah, no, I was playing on PC last night.
I'm really, really liking it. So on top of that 1 hour of now, I don't know how long, maybe 3 hours I played with Ash and Buddy the other night. How long did we play for? Do you reckon?
A couple of hours.
Yeah, we got a few hours in there as well.
Yeah.
And to clarify, I still haven't played the big open world or whatever, the big open map thing mode, whatever that's called.
Yeah, the big team combat.
I've only been playing quick play stuff, and that's what I've been enjoying the most. I don't dislike any of those modes. I think the bowl one's a weird concept, but I still enjoy it. But yeah, getting into it, I think there's just something, because we don't have a lot of these games now, that's super enjoyable about an old school throwback to just a 4v4 arena thing, or where you're playing, be that team deathmatch, be that capture the flag, or whatever the bowl mode is, and the zone capture one, any of these, because it's just not something we're over filled with these types of game modes right now. It's just super fun, and it also means that because you're playing on these smaller team sizes, when we're used to playing these massive games now that have, I've just come off Battlefield 64 versus 64, even Call of Duty, you've got 16, 20 players, whatever, in the team deathmatch, something like that. They're all massive things. Other than if you're just playing solo in any of those games, just a straight deathmatch, none of the team modes really feel like you have massive input into whether your team wins or loses. And I think that's another really good thing about Halo, is that because it is 4v4, if you're playing capture the flag, if you're the one carrying the flag and your team doesn't stop to help you, sort of protect you, you're like, you motherfuckers, do you want to win? You gotta play a part. If you can really drag a team down if you're doing horribly in any of the team deathmatch modes or anything like that. It really feels like you play a part in it, which is super cool to see. All the guns feel like typical Halo guns. So my Halo thing, of course, me and Ciaran did start playing the single player games, which I wasn't really enjoying them because they're too old and I don't have much nostalgia for the single player stuff. I've played bits of 2 before in co-op at a friend's house. I think I've played the entirety of 3 and I can't remember any of it because I was probably drunk at the time at a friend's place and I can barely remember it. But I've played these games. I don't know anything of the story because I just was ignoring it. But I've played Halo. I played a fair chunk of Halo multiplayer stuff at a couple different friends' houses from when I was from Halo 2 at someone when I was younger, through to then Halo 3 was the most prominent one that everyone was playing, of course. But my Halo thing is mostly just friend's house, here's a controller, play game. And I had a PlayStation at home. So it's not something I've played by myself. So I understand Halo, I don't have a strong grasp to the characters or the story or any of that stuff. But I'm really, really enjoying it. The only thing I've complained about, and they're starting to fix it, so it's okay, was that first day, I play this game for a fucking hour. I haven't leveled up this battle pass thing once. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this? So this is something they have already addressed, and they said they have tweaked it.
Oh, they definitely have. I was mad leveling it.
Yeah, so they've tweaked it now, so you get actual just win bonuses and first day win bonus and all this. You'll get some points every 3 wins or whatever now. But launch day, the only way you'd level up the battle pass, or for the first few days following launch, the only way you could level up the battle pass was specifically the challenges. Get 15 kills with a pistol. In fucking while protecting a zone, kill someone with a grenade. Like there was no just and like you do really well in the match, come first on the leaderboard, whatever else, and you get 0 XP for your battle pass. It's dumb. Anyway, they're addressing that. They've already changed it. I know they're going to tweak it some more, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's just something that's changing. But that was my one criticism. Otherwise, I'm very, very happy to continue playing this game. I think it's very fun. I think it stands out enough on its own. I think the fact it's free to play means that people don't ever have to trade it in. They're always going to have it on their console. That means that, and if they bring in new seasons, they'll rotate modes, they'll rotate maps, they'll bring in the only thing I worry about is having the battle pass be interesting enough, because I just don't think Spartans there's only so much you can do. So I don't know how they're going to address that going forward, but maybe they have plans. But
listen, Dylan, you'll get enough icons
to cool address. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's always been a fair amount of customization come from Spartan armor and stuff like that. Like there's normally,
but how much?
Like as in they do Spartan armor inspired by samurai stuff. So the Spartan armor takes samurai features and stuff like that, and they could easily do that with different kind of styles.
There's some stuff.
Armor.
I just feel like they're going to run through it in the first 6 months,
or it's going to be too rare. It's like, hey, you hit 100 on the battle pass, you get the cool armor.
Yeah, and the rest is no one keeps a shit.
Well, I think there was only 3 armors. There's only 3 armors.
There's only 3 armors available, and 2 of them are obviously locked. So
are locked, yeah. So currently, but I think at the same time there is a lot of customization with your character.
You can get armor off your arm or on your arm.
Well, I also like the fact that there is a prosthetics option. So you can choose for your character to have, a robotic arm or both arms or both legs, or which I thought was
those
a really
are
nice
the
touch.
2 options.
Actual
arm or prosthetic arm.
Actual arm, prosthetic arm. But then also, customization of colors. I really love the colors.
Yeah, Forza did that as well as a shout out. They had prosthetic options for your character in that, which was cool to see. Ash, how are you feeling about it? Because I think I asked you after, because I saw you'd played it, and I before or something. I'd seen that you had played it, and then I asked you when it was recording, and you seemed very oh, we shoot, I die, or whatever. You sounded very much I don't care about this game.
I played the big match mode to start off with. Probably not the better choice, obviously huge map, a lot of people running around killing you from anywhere and everywhere.
Every angle. It takes a while to get used to.
Just sniping you from the other side of the map and that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's obviously that nostalgic element, because obviously I even played Halo all through high school at friends' place and that kind of stuff. So it feels like Halo. I think, the melee is very strong, maybe too overpowered.
Melee's always been strong though in Halo. It's just At least there's no longer the sniper pistol in Halo,
No, I feel like they got the ammo supply for and its special weapons. It's fair. You pick them up, you can kill a few people, but it's not like you can murder everybody in the game for the rest of the match if you pick up the rocket launcher or whatever. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Did you enjoy it more when the 3 of us?
Yeah, obviously.
But other than just the actual game though, more so than just it's fun with friends. But those game modes, did you find those fun?
Yeah, obviously those modes were easier and more self-contained and weren't as chaotic as the big match. Yeah.
Out of pure curiosity, how did you guys did you just use Xbox Live Party Chat, or did you have to use Discord?
We used Discord.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I was playing on my Xbox Series X through my PC monitor connected via my Elgato, and I was just watching it through that, so I could use Discord at the same time. I was using my Xbox Series, my Xbox Elite controller too. Ash was playing on his laptop with what controller?
Yep. Just an Xbox, whatever the last one is.
It's an Xbox controller plugged in, I presume. Yeah. Or just yep. And then Buddy was playing with his DualSense PS5 controller, which we had to download a third-party app to be able to get to work.
Why is he using the DualSense?
Look, I was surprised. I jokingly said we recorded this Last Night Soho podcast. Go listen to that if you've seen the movie. It's on What Do You Want to Watch podcast feed. And then
go watch the movie.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
go watch
listen.
the movie first and then listen to that. But Alpha was like, you want to play some game? And I was like, look, honestly, I don't know. Like, would rather be playing like fucking Halo than like Apex or anything at the moment. Like, I'm like having fun with this. And then Buddy's like, I've got it installed. I'm like, yeah, haha, very fucking funny. He's like, no, I've got it installed. I'm like, okay. It's like fucking blowing my mind over here. Yeah, so we played Halo. It was a very like eclectic mix of people with different controllers and whatever else. But
Well,
The experiences, yeah.
it didn't matter because Buddy was doing
I'll have
fine.
to-
Like he was top of the leaderboard a couple times.
Started
so,
slow, but then caught,
Yeah.
you got the hang of it.
yeah, he knows the buttons. It's fine. Once you get into the actual game, the menus because it's a third party thing, so it doesn't change the buttons on the menu.
no, it doesn't change the
Yeah.
buttons for the
Yeah, it doesn't like it would if it ran through Steam, but he's got it through because he's installed it via Xbox.
Oh, that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
That'd be really funny for the X button. Press X to do
Yeah,
this.
but it's the wrong thing. So the menus are fucked, but once you get to the
Yeah.
game, it's still just trigger shoots. Yeah,
Buttons,
the buttons are the same, so it's like whatever. But yeah, Halo is really, really fun. I'm definitely keen to play more throughout the coming, I don't know, however long. Keeps me interested. But I do feel like they have got a lot of potential there, and the game's not, at least from what I've played, the modes I've played, it's like very, you're not going to not play it for a while and then be like, oh, fuck, how do I play this again? It's like, it's fine. You can just jump in, jump out whenever they add events and do stuff. And they're 100% going to be smart and rotate real popular modes and maps, and they'll bring in really popular
it's,
modes and maps from previous games, and they've got plenty to do.
So I don't know if you looked through the battle pass yet. I really like the fact that this battle pass is called Heroes of Reach,
Mhm.
and so everything in it is from Halo Reach.
Yeah.
So the armor sets you unlock from it are the armor sets from the Halo Reach game. So I think that's I really like how they're using Halo history and pulling that in and incorporating it into their multiplayer as well.
And this runs, so season 0 or whatever runs up until like early, I think January or something. Maybe? Yeah, something like that. It's a bit longer than, I think they want to do the whole 3-month season thing, but I think this one's a slightly longer at 4 months or something along those lines. Like it's a slightly longer thing, but all right, you've been playing. I want to know if because I know you've been playing, so I just want to ask you on here. Like, you've been playing some Teamfight Tactics. Had you played this before, or did you just jump in now?
No, I've never played.
Because me and Ash had
Old school.
you know, we were here before it was cool.
I remember you guys have played it. And of course, watching Arcane, there's always that itch. And then also just randomly ended up watching like some Twitch streamers that I follow and stuff. Started playing Teamfight Tactics on stream and talking about it, and then I was watching it.
See, that's how you can tell
And-
we're not influencers, Dylan.
Yeah. Pretty much. He doesn't play it when we talk about it. He only plays it when fucking Twitch streamers talk about it.
Well, no. You talking about it is different. I guess it's a culmination of the TV show, and then also
It's 100% the
watching
TV show.
it's
I mean, anything that keeps you away from like Final Fantasy Online. I mean, it's
Anything
pretty
that keeps you out of cult.
Look, it's a fun event. It's just I've got 2 weeks until Endwalker comes out. It's just a bit of a break. You know?
Before you give your thoughts on it, I just want to say, so in case people don't know what we're talking about, it's amongst those bunch of games,
It's the
chess auto battle ones, those ones, but it's the League of Legends version. Because I think we talked about like every version over a period of like a couple months there between this and Platinum Explosion.
Yeah.
It was like, but yeah, how are you enjoying Teamfight Tactics, and is it scratching a league itch from Arcane?
It is. I'm actually really enjoying it. It is a lot more of a learning curve compared to, like, I guess the auto battler that I'd played the most was Hearthstone's Battlegrounds. I think there's a lot more to learn in terms of kind of gold economy, what characters do, what each of the factions do, what each of the traits do. This season in it, there's these augments that pop up every couple of levels that you have to pick from. On top of that, there's also buying items and kind of, well, not buying items, but using the items you're given. It's taken me a while. I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing mainly the kind of ranked game mode, just because I think that's the most fairest, the most balanced way to play so far, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Was that yes? You're enjoying it? Okay.
Yes, no, very much so.
Yeah, it's I haven't played it in a while, but it's fun. And every now and then anytime I randomly put a Twitch stream on, which isn't as rare as fucking Ciaran. But every now and then, like
Yeah.
I will sometimes rotate back onto someone I follow who's plays League, and I'll put them on or whatever, and they'll often do some TFT like as in between or like a cooldown when they're fucking tilted or something. So like, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good tie-in. Like this season, obviously, V and Jinx are like prominent characters.
Also, it's like a great time to log in because, like, I know I logged in and played a couple games of TFT, and I got Jace and Vi for free if I hadn't already unlocked those characters, and skins for those characters as well, for Arcane and stuff. So there is a lot of tie-ins going on.
Yeah.
My update for everyone, by the way, is I still have League of Legends installed. I still haven't booted it up because I don't have time.
Well,
We
if he
need
doesn't
to
have
make
time to
time.
play
Sorry.
Mario Kart Live, he doesn't have time for League of Legends.
I did go so I was like Arcane. I was like, fuck it. I did see old Jimmy what's his last name? From Mulan, but before that he did like fucking
Jimmy Woo?
Woo, yes. Jimmy Woo. Like he was like tweeting today and being like, hey, if you're really enjoying Arcane, don't go play League of Legends. And people are like, well, you're telling people not to play the game. He's like, well, maybe at least try bot games. So it's like he's like, it's not as easy like, oh, this show's fun. This is a super accessible game. Yeah.
No,
Wong, sorry, it's Wong,
okay,
not
Wong.
Wong.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was like, I said it,
like
and then I was like,
Jimmy.
I trusted you
I was
implicitly.
thinking of-
I trusted you
I was
implicitly.
thinking of John
Jimmy
Woo.
Woo's the third Bash brother. I
I
think.
trusted you implicitly and you fucked me.
is he really? No,
From
I fucked
Mighty
you like that.
Ducks.
No, it's Jimmy Wong. I knew it was because I was like, Freddie Woo? That doesn't sound right. And then no, it's Freddie Wong, it's his older
Freddie
brother.
Wong.
Anyway,
And no, I was just thinking of Dylan's plight with Cowboy Bebop and John
Cho?
show.
Not Woo either.
Look, this is a whole thing. Oh no!
Wow, is all I'll say.
All right, my League of Legends quick thing that I put a pin in before. Hextech Mayhem. So I've been playing this on Switch. I know I talked about it when they announced it. It is this rhythm, but I think I'm up to the second world or something. So I think there's like 6 worlds or something. Doesn't seem that long, but it is quite fun, and it's good on the Switch, especially on the OLED, because it's got like a lot of bright colors and whatever else. And playing it with headphones and being able to use Bluetooth, again, shout out, thank fuck Nintendo, unlock that feature, because playing this with headphones is a must. The music's really good. So the basic premise for this game is that you're playing Ziggs, who's like, I'm gonna go blow up something because I'm Ziggs and I'm a fucking maniac. And then Heimerdinger at the start of the game, this cutscene's like, you can't do that, Ziggs. And Ziggs like, I'll fucking bomb, mate. I'll do whatever I want. Anyway, the story's like basically non-existent. It's just there to set up like why Ziggs is bombing his way across fucking Piltover here for some reason. But the gameplay is, so Ziggs will auto move from left to right across the screen. The game, at least as far as I've got, has only 3 types of inputs that you've got to pay attention to. So there is one that has like an up symbol, which on the Switch is you press A to jump when you're at the like right below them, or like you'll see the symbols move in, like when the border reaches the fully enclosed like triangle symbol, that's when you press the jump button. But like it looks hectic, but when you're playing, it actually does play to the music, like to the beat, the notes. So it'll be like boom, boom, boom. So you do like get in rhythm. That is the rhythm part. But you could play it without the music, I guess, and just technically go off what's happening on the screen. Like it would be possible, but the music, of course, subconsciously helps you hit in time to what you're needing to play. But yeah, so there's only a jump one, and then there's a down arrow that you have to press literally down on the D-pad when that happens. And then there's another icon, which is like a little, like a blue thing, which you then press, I can't remember what button, but one of the other buttons, and you Ziggs will throw like a bomb. And that's it. So it's only 3 controls in the game. And then obviously at the end of the level, you get a score based on how many times you fucked up. And there are extra little secret things you can get where you have to add in like an extra jump, but then, land and press the right jump at the right time again and stuff like this. So it's pretty chill. Like it's definitely pick up and play. Each level takes a couple minutes, but it does look really good. The music's really great, as I said before. Like it's super like, groove to the beat, like boom, 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 boom. You're pressing it in time and like sort of zoning out, which is really cool. And it's only like, I don't know, $15-$18 or something. Like it's definitely like priced appropriately for what it is. And so I am enjoying it. I feel like if you like League of Legends, it's not like the super hardcore thing you may be after, but I feel like if you like rhythm-based things like this, and you don't know League of Legends, it's more sort of aimed at them to a degree. It's like, if you like these sort of games and you know nothing about League of Legends, nah, fuck it, just play it. If you like League of Legends and like these sort of games, then you're going to be all over it. So that's sort of my like thing where I'm like, I like these sorts of games. I like League of Legends when it's not making me angry. This seems like a fun time. So yeah, I think it's on a couple other things. It's on PC as well. Maybe something else I don't remember, but I like the top comment in this YouTube trailer I just brought up for the video version. Imagine Dragons is my favorite League of Legends character. That's the top comment.
Yeah, when are they going to
They were star characters in Arcane, so
they should definitely be putting teamfight tactics and you get them all together.
Imagine.
Yeah,
get them all in the same team and then enemy starts playing. Yeah.
Imagine.
There's no buffs, just the song starts playing.
Oh, I just remembered. I'll just shout out quickly before we wrap up the show. I'll say, I got my Game & Watch Zelda last week as well, and I started playing Link to the Past on that, which is quite funny because like I played that game on my Game Boy before back in the day, but then obviously the last time I'd been playing that was the remake from like last year or whatever. So I was like, fuck, this is like I forgot how like different that's like whatever. But that thing's cool. That Zelda 2 can suck a fuck. Zelda 1, it's just too old. Like it's sort of fun to mess around with. I'm probably never actually going to bother finishing that. But I've currently got that one sitting outside the box, just pick up and play. I appreciate how well that thing just sort of like save states you and you can jump back in, and even if you leave it off for like a couple of days, you can pick up and play. Lots of little Easter eggs. I like how you can control the time. So on this one, when you open up the time compared to the Mario one, the home screen where it's got it'll have like a bunch of bushes like built that show you the time, for instance, or something. Like maybe there are 7, and you can actually control Link and like fight monsters on the clock screen, which is sort of cool. And then the thing I love the most is it does have the Triforce. Like if anyone saw me tweet about it, it has a Triforce, which I don't think anyone knew about. Like from what I've seen, no one knew this was here. They didn't market it, and I didn't either until I unboxed it and I like turned it on. I was just turning around in my hand checking it out, and it has a little Triforce that lights up on the very back of that, which I think is super awesome. It looks great in real life in the duck too. So quite happy with that. Quite happy with that purchase, much like my Mario one, as much as I'm sure you Dilla buys all the fucking junk. Yes, Mum. Did buy the bloody Game & Watch things. It's fine. I did though. I got it nearly. So shout outs. Little side story too. So I got in this EB Games level 5 thing, right? For some reason, I don't know how, to be honest. Like here's my shiny card. It's on my desk. Video viewers level 5. And for the see. So I don't know how I got this because I don't spend much money at EB Games these days. So I'm like, is this from years ago?
It's just cumulative.
Is it?
It's just a cumulative. You would have randomly.
It's probably interest.
I went over to level 4 when I bought my PlayStation and my Xbox. So
yeah, I've been on level 4 for years. I just never thought I'd get into level 5 because level 5 is it's a select amount of people. They started it last year and they're like, it's the select amount of people and then they reset it every year and then you have to be re-invited. So I could drop back down to level 4 next year. And that's how it works. Like they don't keep you there. It's only...
I mean, that just tells you that there's less people going to EB, apparently.
Maybe. It's true. You even get into an exclusive Facebook group.
Digital sales ruining brick and mortar stores.
I'm in this like private Facebook group or whatever, and it's pretty much just everyone bitching about the prices and stuff.
I assume your Zing account is like...
I guess so, but I don't spend
how much, like...
I don't buy much. I legit don't buy like... that much shit though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
how many plush Pokemon do you have around you right now?
There are like a couple, but like I'm not buying like that's like hundreds of dollars of, you know what I mean? Like compared to other people, I just don't. Anyway, my point was I'm in this thing and they only started this like a month ago. They did the 2021 rollout or whatever. And when I got the email, I was like, sure, I'm not going to complain, whatever. And then. This last Saturday they had a level 5 exclusive day or something, so it was like, oh, you get a free tote bag, you got it was basically 75% trade-in value for consoles, video games, everything. So I took in like a few games I had sitting around, and for that level of trade-in value, once I put everything in, I paid off my Game & Watch and then had some excess, so I just stuck on what the fuck did I stuck it on? Oh, I've had this Ahsoka statue pre-ordered for like 2 years, which is finally coming out, I think, in a couple months or next month or something. So I think I stuck it on that. But yeah, so I was like, oh, this level 5 thing is pretty cool when they have these events because like that was a fuck ton of trading value and I appreciate a free tote bag, Pikachu one and whatever else. So take advantage of that while I've got it. So shout out to EB Games, I guess. I know there's my funny little tangent story for the end of this. That I love that. I brought 2 t-shirts and it was like buy one, get one free for level 5 members or something like that. So pretty cool. All right. That'll do it. This week's episode of Arcade Couch. Let us know if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or how you feel about the Game Awards nominees and I don't know, whatever else we've talked about. I can't remember. It's been 2 hours. It's been a while since we've done a 2-hour one. 2 hours, not super long. It's only half an hour more than our regular. I think that's fine because it means next time we do an actual Game Awards prediction show, it's not going to be 3 hours because we're simply just going to focus on the trailers. Because I think that's what we did last year. It was like 3 hours because it was doing nominees and trailers in the same one. And it was probably not the best idea. We live and learn. You can find us on Twitter by heading to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. You can find us on Discord by heading to explosionnetwork.com/Discord. Of course, all the reviews I mentioned at the start of the episode will be in the show notes and explosionnetwork.com. You should check out that website every day anyway. If you like this episode and thought it was worth $1, head on over to Ko-fi, explosionnetwork.com/support will take you there where you can put down $1, just a one-off donation, or a monthly donate to help us out. That'd be great. And until next week, same time, same couch. Bye.